Hey, podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your podcast authority, generate leads, and convert with ease. Today's tip is work that script. Whether you're a solo podcaster or you've got an intro to deliver, there's a good chance you're staring down a script. But even a well-written script can be sleep-inducing if it's not delivered properly. In today's Quickie episode, I want to share a few tips on how to mark up your script so that you deliver a better performance. And this applies whether you are fully scripted or if you're using my Oreo cookie scripting method. Check out episode 10 for all the gooey details. I'll link it in the show notes for you. Before we dive into those tips, it goes without saying that even if you have the best written script delivered by James Earl Jones, it still won't drive leads to your door if your podcast isn't aligned with your business. That's why we tackle alignment in the one-on-one podcast coaching program, the Podcast Tune-Up, before we upgrade your performance and delivery. Okay, so let's assume your podcast is aligned and the only thing missing is a kick-ass delivery of your script. There are 3 steps to working your script. The first is to write it in the way you speak. So often, I see podcasters writing scripts the way they write instead of the way they talk. I'm looking at you with your fancy college degrees. Hey, you actually have a college degree. Oh yeah, right, true. Yeah, but there aren't any essays in radio college. Okay, well, first thing you want to do when doctoring your script is to read it out loud and correct, or should I say, incorrect it so it's written for how you talk. Yeah, I'm talking dropped G's, contractions, and misspelling. It's going to be so laced with red lines you'll want to turn off Grammarly. Okay, so I said skip the college level writing skills, but I'm doubling down on the punctuation. You want punctuation, but in a way that would make your 5th grade English teacher cringe. I'm talking extra commas, slashes, colons, and exclamation points where they grammatically don't belong. Periods, boom, dashes, bang, dot, dot, dot. That's an ellipses. Anything that is going to communicate to you the absolute best way to deliver the script. A script without punctuation can quickly lose its meaning. Use punctuation to remind you how you want everything to come out, where you want to pause, comma, stop, period, have a dramatic pause, dot, 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 or full stop, slash, slash. You should see the script I'm reading right now. It's a thing of beauty. Well, actually, it looks like a friggin' disaster, but it's telling me everything I need to know and how I'm delivering it. And for the love of pod, hit return once in a while. I can't stand it when I see a client script written as one huge, big block of text in one paragraph. It drives me nuts. Break it up. I got double exclamation points behind that one with periods in between each word. The script that you write should serve you and help you deliver it. You don't need to challenge yourself so much. Speaking of making it easy, another tip is to write out numbers so your brain doesn't get tripped up. This is an old broadcast trick. You know what else we used to do? Write out punctuation that is meant to be spoken like the dot in .com. Yeah, that's written D-O-T, dot. The more your script resembles exactly what needs to come out of your mouth, the better. And that's just in the writing. Let's start making a mess of things. I'm a bit old school, and I still love a printed script. I'm mostly on screen nowadays, but when I printed it, I take my pen and mark the shit out of that script. Important words, underlined, exclamation points everywhere, arrows, circles, music notes. I used anything that would help me tap into the best possible performance. You need to create your own system. But basically, you want visual cues that'll help you hit the most important words. Pause when needed, and even sing a song accordingly. When you design your own signs and symbols, you see them coming so you can deliver it just the way you want, even on the fly. I travel a lot these days and I'm on the road, so I can't print my script. So I do as much as I can digitally by bolding words, using italics, all caps, and even emojis. A well marked up script will lead to a better delivery. And one last tip on delivery. Restart your read right after you finish. I cover this in detail in episode 133. Link in the show notes. But the main tip is that after you record to the very end of your script, swing right back up to the beginning and do the first few minutes again without stopping the recording. You warm up as you go and you get into your flow and rhythm. So bring that flow to the beginning by restarting at the end. Just go right back to the top of your script and keep reading with that flow. Bonus tip here. Tell your editor that you did this unless you want your name cursed. You're welcome, editors. I'm calling you out right now. I want you to implement at least one of these tips when you record your next episode. Don't underestimate how much a lazy script that's not properly formatted can show up in your final performance. Set yourself up for success and make sure that your script includes some direction and helps you really showcase your passion and sells what you're saying. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Want a little more hand-holding getting to a better delivery? I work one-on-one with clients inside the podcast tune-up. Is it right for you? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Oops. That was bolded in all caps. I didn't mean to shout. What I meant was, I don't know. But let's find out. Book your free podcast coaching call by clicking the link in the show notes or by visiting podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Wahlberg. See ya!